Let me turn to the issue of faith in Barack Obama. This is a letter that's being circulated in churches in Kentucky. Dear pastor and church family, if there's one thing I've learned from my time as a community organizer in the south side of Chicago, all the way to my work in the United States Senate today, it's that ordinary people with the grace of an awesome God can do extraordinary things. And then this flyer, faith, hope, change, Barack Obama for president. My faith teaches me I can sit in church and pray all I want, but I won't be fulfilling God's will unless I go out and do the Lord's work. Obama for America flyer, which led David Brody of the Christian Broadcast Network to blog this. Remember Mike Huckabee's supposed subliminal cross in his Christmas campaign ad? Well, the Obama campaign ditches the subliminal and goes for the in-your-face cross. The Obama campaign has consistently believed that their candidate can compete for the religious vote. A lot has been made about how Obama hasn't done as well with Catholics compared to Clinton, but let's remember one thing. Obama has a story to tell about how Jesus came into his life. You can bet we will be hearing more details about it on the stump in the fall if Obama's the nominee. Meanwhile, John McCain won't be partaking in the evangelical speak or handing out these types of flyers in the South, which makes you wonder if Mike Huckabee could help McCain shore up the evangelical base and at the same time play to the independent middle with his populist streak. Mr. Vice President?
I thought that was going to be Harold Ford. First of all, I think it's interesting that nobody's jumping on Obama for this very blatant cross in his ad. And I took grief for months. I'm still taking it over something that wasn't even a cross. It was a bookshelf, for heaven's sakes. It really was a bookshelf. It shows, though, that there are two sets of rules that sometimes we play by. And if Republicans even get near a church, we're accused of embracing it. Frankly, I'm delighted to see Obama talk about his faith. I don't have any problems with it. In fact, I am refreshed by it. I applaud him for it. I welcome it. I think it's an appropriate thing because he is a person of faith. He's being honest with the people. I've always said that's the only thing that matters is authenticity and honesty. If you are a person of faith, let us know that. If you're not, be honest and say, that's just not that important to me. I can still vote for you if you aren't. What I can't do is vote for you if you're not honest with me.
Be honest. Would you like to be Vice President?
I'd like John McCain to be president.
Well, would you being Vice President help him?
I don't know. I mean, he's the only one who can know that. And I'm not trying to be a coy about it, but the truth is, running for Vice President is not something one does. And here's what I can tell you.
But if you said to me, in order to become president, you could help me, would you be my Vice President? You'd say
there's
yes.
no one I would rather be on a ticket with than John McCain. You know, let me point out that all during the campaign, when I was his rival, not a running mate, there was no one who was more complimentary of him publicly and privately. He was my number 2 choice. I want to make sure you know he was my number 2 choice. I still wanted to win. But if I couldn't, John McCain from always was the guy that I would have supported and have now supported. But whether or not I do the best for him, that's something that only he can decide. I'm going to support him because I think he's the right person for America. I think he has the kind of seasoning and maturity that this country needs. We are in crisis. We're in crisis with $4 a gallon gasoline. We're in crisis with small businesses who can't barely get through their government paperwork. And I believe that right now, in a time of crisis, we don't need to test drive. We need to make sure that we've got a reliable person in that chair, and that's John McCain.
Mike